Good day, sir. Our topic is all about moral character and moral development. I am Janice, and I am about to discuss about moral character. Moral character. More often than that, people tend to judge others by their own moral standards. Moral character develops through time, and family, peers, and the society has an impact of our character, either bad or good. So people tend to judge by their own unique moral standards depending on the situations and society in which we live in. The word character is derived from the Greek word character, so this tool is used to press a design into coins. This implies a distinctive mark that makes us different from others. Nowadays, the emphasis on individuality tends to combine character with personality. So, character and personality. So, when a person possessed with unique dressing or gestures, we can definitely say that a person has a personality or she or he is quite a character. Later, in Greek is phrased by Aristotle as eretikai arithai, which is translated as moral virtue or moral excellence. Furthermore, moral character can be understood as an evaluation of one consistent moral characteristics or attributes. So we can evaluate someone's character or personality through judgment, observing his or her reaction in a certain situation. Aristotle believes that excellence of character or good moral character is a state concerned with choice that is determined by reason. Further, good moral character is the mean between two vices, one that depends on excess and the other one depends on the defect. So according to Aristotle, good moral is based on a state, meaning if you're in perfect condition, you definitely act with good moral character based on your beliefs and values. On the other hand, when someone is not in good state, this means that someone do not act with good moral. So character can imply a wide range of attributes, including the existence of lack of virtues such as courage, fortitude, honesty, loyalty, and other good behaviors or habits. So three basic needs and values. So the first need and value is to acquire an individuality or personal identity, to be someone rather than a nobody. The second is to exercise personal autonomy, to freely make decisions and assume responsibility for them. The third and the last is to have a meaning to one's becoming a human being, acting and relating regardless of whether one's does describe it independently or personal terms.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Conchal Fazitalilis and my part is moral development. Okay, so moral development. In childhood adolescence, it is crucial to learn how to distinguish between right and wrong or good and bad to develop moral character. So in order for us to be a moral person is to think morally and act accordingly. It is indicated by Myers in 1985. So in early childhood, ang moral dilemmas nga ginaatubang ng mga bata kay usually about sa understanding that ang pag-lie, pag-cheat, pag-steal, o pag-tease, especially ang pagpangaway kay bad behavior siya and practices. Tapos ang honesty, generosity, courtesy, ang politeness, kay value siya na makashape sa tao ito having good moral character. But understanding moral development involves three aspects, which is the EKA or the emotion, knowledge, and action. So in emotion, it is understandable naman na emotions are the feelings and values that shape or develop the standards of an individual. So let's proceed to the second one is the knowledge. The knowledge refers to the process of learning the moral code of one's community and making judgments about whether something na tama maayo ba or dili or tama ba siya or mali. So in action, it is how one decides an appropriate action to take in controlling negative impulse, responding in accordance to rules and requests, like for example, ani nag-obey to sa mga parents and the authority and behaving in a caring or helpful manner, but also it depends on the situation. So that one is indicated by Newman and Newman in 2009. So therefore, Upon discussing moral issues or teaching moral principles and modeling moral behaviors is significant in the development of one's moral character during early school age. So, through the process of integration, ng mga bata kay kabalo na mag-formulate ideas, values, o standards nga ilang natunan sa ilang pamilya or sa ilang komunidad. So, as ang mga bata naga-internalize of moral standards nga nagasugod po develop ilang conscience or moral judgment ka naga-assist sa ilaha kung unsay tama or mali, especially when facing moral dilemmas.
Good day, everyone. I am Jean-Marc Batitismo Labiton, and I am the discussant of moral development theory. There are many theoretical approaches that explain the process of moral development. The first theory is the social learning theory. Children develop moral behaviors through observation and imitations of other people's behavior through the process of modeling. This theory highlights the importance of people or models in developing the moral character of children. From the word itself, social, it means there is an interaction with other people. Kung kinsa mo nakasalamuha o kung sa ilang mga behaviors, pwede nimo siya ma-learn and ma-acquire. In this theory, the moral behaviors are acquired from those people who surrounded you, like your parents, your teachers, and peers. So, the next one is the cognitive development theory. Jean Piaget described the ways in which children arrive at judgment about what is right and what is wrong. Newman and Newman, 2009. There are two ways that Jean Piaget's stages of moral development. The first moral development that Jean Piaget proposed, that is the heteronomous morality. Children follow strict rules and completely obedient to authority figures. In this stage, there are rules that children need to follow, like the rules of the church, the state, and one's family. The next moral development which is proposed by Jean Piaget is the autonomous morality. So Piaget explains that children learn how to critically evaluate rules and apply them based on mutual respect and cooperation. This theory focuses on how people acquired and organize knowledge such as moral codes. So in this stage, the individual decides their own moral laws. It means wala kay gina-follow nga rules. It depends on you if you think that it would be beneficial for your own good, then go. So the next theory is the psychoanalytic theory. This theory proposes that much of person's moral behavior is governed by unconscious ideal and impulses that are rooted in childhood conflicts. According to psychoanalytic theory, moral characters develop as parental identification. So, parental identification is the process which children internalize the values and moral standards of their parents. So, in this theory, kasagaran sa mga behaviors, we acquired it from our parents. Kung barumbado imong papa, so it means muda ko nga barumbado. Kung palahubo imong papa, muda ko pud ka nga barumbado. So it means family plays a big role in molding us to become a better citizen and a better person. The last theory, which is the next theory, is the evolutionary theory. This theory focuses on neurobiological basis of moral development that all humans shares. In this theory, morality is thought to evolve as a product of social interaction that has been found to be salient in creating moral codes that are passed from one generation to the generation. So it means kung ito ay based sa society. So it means kung kinsa to imong nakasalamuha og unsa ilang gina-act, ma-acquire nimo siya or ma-internalize o let's say mabatasan nimo, then there is a possibility that you can transmit it to the next generation. That is the 4 theories of moral development. Thank you.
Good day everyone, I am Juliana Marie Gitubig and I'm going to continue the discussion of this subtopic, which is the Lawrence Kohlberg stages of moral development. So in this subtopic, we have three conventionals. We have the pre-conventional, conventional, and post-conventional, which are the three levels of moral development reasoning. Kohlberg demonstrated that the reasoning behind a decision was a better indicator of moral development than the actual answer by using children's responses to a number of moral conundrums. So, Lawrence Kohlberg, 1958, agreed with Piaget's 1932 theory of moral development in principle but wanted to develop his ideas further. So, he used Piaget's storytelling technique to tell people stories involving moral dilemmas. In each case, he presented a choice to be considered, for example, between the rights of some authority and the needs of some deserving individual who is being unfairly treated. So we have the pre-conventional morality. So pre-conventional morality is the first stage of moral development and lasts until approximately age 9. At the pre-conventional level, children don't have a personal code of morality, and instead, moral decisions are shaped by the standards of adults and the consequences of following by breaking their rules. So, in this morality, children are being shaped by their parents. So in this level, the actions of an individual are determined to be good or bad depending on how they are rewarded or punished. For example, it would be bad for me to take my friend's toy because the teacher will punish me. So in pre-conventional morality, we have two stages. So in stage 1, the obedience and punishment orientation. In this stage, the child or individual is good in order to avoid being punished. That means if a person is being punished, they must have done wrong. So in moving on to stage 2, which is the individualism and exchange. At this stage, children recognize that there is not just one right view that is handed down by the authorities. Different individuals have different viewpoints. So diri mag-indicate ni Kohlberg nga at this stage, ma-realize na sa individual or a child nga ang dili lang kay isa ka-view sa isa ka tao ang dapat ato ang i-acknowledge. Kumbaga, dapat nato i-focus og lantawon kun dili kada isa sa tuwa na ay different viewpoints sa life. So, moving on to the next morality, which is the conventional morality. This is the second stage of moral development and is characterized by an acceptance of social rules concerning right and wrong. At the conventional level, most adolescents and adults, we begin to internalize the moral standards of valued adult role models. So, diri nato ma-acknowledge nga stage ang acceptance about the social rules about what is right and what is wrong. Authority is internalized but not questioned, and reasoning is based on the norms of the group to which the person belongs. So this simply means peer approval has a significant impact on the morality of a behavior. So example, I better not drink and drive because my friends will think less of me and I in turn will think less of myself. So at this level, an individual obeys rules and follows society's norms even when there are no consequences for obedience or disobedience. So in conventional morality, we have two stages, which is the stage 3, good interpersonal relationships. So this stage, the child or individual is good in order to be seen as being a good person by others. Therefore, answers relate to the approval of others. So an individual should do good things in order to be seen by others as a good person. So we have the stage 4, which is maintaining the social order. The child or individual becomes aware of the wider rules of society, so judgments concern obeying the rules in order to uphold the law and to avoid guilt. At this stage, ma-aware na ang individual about the wider rules of our society. So moving on to the next subtopic, which is the post-conventional morality. So in this stage, this is the third stage of moral development by Kohlberg's study. and is characterized by an individual's understanding of universal ethical principles. These are abstract and ill-defined but might include the preservation of life at all costs and the importance of human dignity. Individual judgment is based on self-chosen principles, and moral reasoning is based on individual rights and justice. So according to Kohlberg, this level of moral reasoning is as far as most people get. So nagdoubt si Kohlberg nga kanang kani nga stage kay nabot diri ang individual. So we have another two stages, which is the stage 5, the continuation of the stages of the conventional morality. So we have here the social contract and individual rights. So the child and individual becomes aware that while rules or laws might exist for the good of the greatest number, there are still times that when they will work against the interests of particular individuals. So at this stage, we became aware nga bisan pa man sa rules or laws nga ga-exist which is good of the greatest number sa tuang nasod, nagyapoy instances nga kanang dili siya mag-work and will go against the interests sa isa ka particular nga individual. The issues are not always clear-cut. So for example, in Heinz dilemma, the protection of life is more important than breaking the law against stealing. That is why there was a question nga, diba, sa katong test nga sa task nga gihatag ni sir sa atoa. There was a question nga, if you are in Heinz situation daw, what will you do? So we have another stage, which is the universal principles. People at these stages have developed their own set of moral guidelines which may or may not fit the law. The principles apply to everyone. So these ideas are general in scope and abstract in nature. This method of decision making entails considering the viewpoints of each individual or group may be impacted by the choice. So for example, human rights, justice, and equality. The person will be prepared to act to defend these principles even if it means going against the rest of the society. In the process, in having to pay the consequences of disapproval and or imprisonment. However, si Kohlberg doubted few people reach this stage. As what I have mentioned earlier, nga si Kohlberg nagdoubt siya nga kanang gamay ra gyud nga kanang mga tao ang nakaabot ani nga stage sa morality. So that's the end of discussion, and I hope nga naamay na learn sa ato ang discussion ani nga topic, which is the module 8, the stages of moral character and moral development. Thank you.